Teen Mom star Amber Portwood claims that her castmates Maci and Catelynn Lowell sold her out. In the past, Maci and Kate were always supportive of Amber, loving her no matter what she did. Now that has changed, and there is no going back. Keep reading for further details. When Teen Mom star Amber Portwood was going down a bad path and struggling with her daughter, Leah, she felt she had no one. Fortunately, Amber always had the love and support of her co-stars, Catelynn Lowell and Maci. They checked on her and made sure that she never felt alone in life. When Leah wanted her stepmother, Christina, to adopt her, Kate and Maci interfered. They told her father, Gary Shirley, that he could not do that to Amber. Moreover, he had to let her know what was going on so she could mentally be prepared for whatever happened. Amber Portwood. Unfortunately, Amber became extremely unhinged and went on several social media rants. One included her slamming Kate and Maci. Allegedly, she tried to rectify the situation, but it was not enough. When she was doing a live stream, one fan asked where Amber stood with Maci and Catelynn. She shared that they had turned on her, and it was all money-driven. You guys, they turned on me too. For money, they turned on me for money. The ladies recently headed to New York for the 16th anniversary of the hit MTV series. Gary and Leah were in attendance for the People magazine photo shoot, but Amber was not. It seemed she was not invited, although Kate and Maci chatted with Leah about her relationship with her mother. In the previous live where Amber explained her friendship with the ladies, noting where her problems with them started. Amber said her Teen Mom co-stars talked to her baby daddy on camera about Leah being adopted. Therefore, that felt like a betrayal. So, Amber Portwood flipped off Maci and Catelynn Lowell. In her apology, she said this: Maci and Catelynn had came into town to see me, and a certain person, Gary, had lied to them about what I knew, which was a really horrific situation. And somebody told them that I knew about this horrific situation, so they thought to not bring it up to me because they thought it was going to hurt me. They were lied to, and I never knew that. So I'm going to say right now, Kate and Maci, I'm so sorry, darlings, for flipping you off and doing that stuff. I did not know that you guys were lied to. I thought you were keeping a secret from me, and to be honest, I should have known better. Over and done. During one of her tangents, Amber Portwood stated that she was getting Teen Mom canceled. Moreover, she shared that she had not been fired from the series but rather quit. After fans and followers saw how she was speaking about Maci and Catelynn Lowell, they did not feel bad for Amber. They felt that she did this to herself and was not speaking the full truth. Kate's and Maci's side didn't turn their back on Amber. Amber just doesn't like hearing the truth, and when she does, her tactic is to play the victim card. If they didn't turn their backs for money when they actually needed it, I highly doubt they did now. She's failing again to see. I think it lied to C and M at every turn. All for camera Gary's choice, they leave out all the good. C and M talking to Leah without Amber being there to alter their perspective was all it took. What is Catelynn and Maci's response to this? They stuck by her when everyone didn't, and this is how she treats them. Viewers could not believe how easily Amber Portwood made herself into the victim at every turn. It was far too easy for her, and that was sad. Teen Mom OG's turbulent narrative has taken yet another dramatic turn, with long-standing cast member Amber Portwood leveling accusations of betrayal against her former allies, Maci and Catelynn Lowell. What was once considered an unbreakable bond, forged in the crucible of reality television and personal struggles, has seemingly fractured beyond repair. Portwood's claims, delivered with her characteristic raw emotion, allege that the friendship, once her steadfast anchor, has been sacrificed on the altar of financial gain, leaving fans and fellow cast members alike reeling from the unexpected fallout. The shifting sands of sisterhood, a deep dive into the Maci-Kate-Amber rift. For years, the camaraderie between Amber Portwood, Maci and Catelynn Lowell was a cornerstone of the Teen Mom franchise. Viewers witnessed their unwavering support through addiction, mental health crisis, and the unique challenges of raising children in the public eye. Maci and Catelynn were often seen as Amber's voice of reason, her emotional support system, and the friends who consistently held her accountable while simultaneously offering a shoulder to cry on. Their loyalty was tested time and again, particularly during Amber's tumultuous relationship with her daughter, Leah, and Leah's father. The most poignant example of their loyalty, as Portwood herself acknowledged, came when Leah expressed a desire for her stepmother, Christina, to adopt her. It was Maci and Catelynn, according to Amber, who intervened, cautioning Gary against such a drastic move and urging him to inform Amber so she could prepare emotionally for the potential shift in her family dynamic. This act of perceived solidarity cemented their image as true friends willing to navigate complex family matters for the sake of their bond. The narrative of betrayal began to unfold following a series of increasingly erratic social media rants by Amber Portwood. These digital outbursts, often fueled by anger and frustration, eventually targeted Maci and Catelynn directly. While Portwood later claimed attempts at reconciliation, the damage, it seems, was already done. The tipping point arrived during a live stream where fans' pointed question about her relationship with Maci and Catelynn elicited a response that sent shockwaves through the teen mom community. "You guys, they turned on me too. For money. They turned on me for money." This blunt declaration painted a stark picture of a friendship irrevocably broken, tainted by what Portwood perceived as mercenary motives. The timing of these accusations further fueled speculation. The Teen Mom cast had recently convened in New York for the 16th anniversary of the hit MTV series, a significant milestone. Notably absent from the People magazine photoshoot and celebratory events was Amber Portwood herself. While Gary and Leah were in attendance, seemingly enjoying the festivities, Amber's absence loomed large. Reports emerged that Maci and Catelynn had engaged in conversations with Leah about her relationship with her mother during the event, a detail that, for Amber, served as further evidence of their alleged betrayal. Portwood's specific grievance, which she detailed in a subsequent live stream, centered on Maci and Catelynn's on-camera discussions with Gary Shirley about Leah's adoption. For Amber, this constituted a profound breach of trust, a direct interference in her maternal relationship, and a public airing of deeply personal family matters without her consent or presence. This felt to her like a deliberate act of sabotage, a betrayal of the sisterhood they had cultivated. The emotional intensity of her reaction was evident in her physical gesture. She flipped off Maci Bookout and Catelynn Lowell. However, in a characteristic turn, Portwood later offered a nuanced apology, claiming that she had been misled by a certain person, implicitly Gary, who had lied to Maci and Catelynn about her prior knowledge of the adoption discussions. Her apology, delivered with a mix of regret and self-justification, stated, "Maci and Catelynn had came into town to see me, and a certain person, Gary, had lied to them about what I knew, which was a really horrific situation, and somebody told them that I knew about this horrific situation, so they thought to not bring it up to me because they thought it was going to hurt me. They were lied to, and I never knew that. So I'm going to say right now, Kate and Maci, I'm so sorry, darlings, for flipping you off and doing that stuff. I did not know that you guys were lied to. I thought you were keeping a secret from me, and to be honest, I should have known better." This apology, while seemingly an attempt to mend fences, also served to shift blame, portraying Amber as a victim of misinformation rather than the sole instigator of the conflict. It highlighted the complex web of communication breakdowns and perceived manipulations that often played relationships under the harsh glare of reality television. The unrelenting echo of public opinion, fan reactions, and the victim narrative. Amber Portwood's pronouncements of betrayal and her subsequent attempts to control the narrative have been met with a mixed and often critical response from the Teen Mom fanbase. Her previous public statements, including threats to get Teen Mom canceled and declarations of quitting the series rather than being fired, had already eroded some of her public goodwill. When her accusations against Maci and Catelynn surfaced, many viewers found themselves unable to sympathize. The prevailing sentiment among fans was that Amber, once again, was resorting to her familiar tactic of playing the victim. Social media platforms buzzed with comments reflecting this disillusionment. One fan asserted, Kate's and Maci's side didn't turn their back on Amber. Amber just doesn't like hearing the truth, and when she does, her tactic is to play the victim card. This sentiment was echoed by another, who commented, if they didn't turn their backs for money when they actually needed it, I highly doubt they did now. She's failing again to see.